important. Hi guys, I'm Dallas. Welcome to Seige Talk. We're going to be talking about Seige today. Got guests Lumi, Fade, and Sneeky.
Something did.
Hello, guys.
Hello.
Just before we start, I'd like a quick sponsor. A sponsor for today's video is Spun Meats. They're a new sensational way of cooking meats. You should check them out at meatspin.com.
Link in the description.
Link in the description. Right. Sorry.
Why is that funny?
Have you ever googled meatspin.com? Please do not say what if you just googled meatspin.com.
Meatspin.com?
Yeah.
I just did.
Is it an actual thing?
Yeah.
Meatspin.com.
No. I'm just
What is
waiting.
it?
I'm just waiting. Oh my.
Were you taking the piss of our sponsor?
Yeah, I don't have a sponsor. Every show I'm going to start with a fun sponsor.
What the fuck is meatspin.com?
Why don't you go on?
I'm just like the presenter.
There's meatspin.fr.
Oh, have they changed it?
It's meatspin.fr.
Oh, it's meatspin.fr now.
What is it?
I don't know, because Persky's blocking it, so...
Meatspin. A shock site. What the fuck is it? It's a highly
Oh my
intended to be
God.
highly offensive. What the fuck is this shit?
Have you gone on it?
No, I'm just looking at images.
No, meatspin.fr. Type that in.
I don't want to.
Go on, it's funny.
Who is riding the other one? The meat spin. You spin me right round, baby. Nah, I'll pass. I'll pass. Is it some weird fucking porn?
Oh, mate, until you go on it, you'll never know. Right.
Oh my God.
After that,
And
that
all
was
this
quite
thing
funny.
gets cut.
I don't want to know.
Right, that's our sponsor out of the way for the Noob Talk series. Right.
Definitely click the link in the description, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought. Yeah, you put it in the description.
No, I'm gonna put it in the comments so that my video doesn't get bad.
I'll be
Right.
back. I'm just gonna get a monster.
Link in the comments, guys.
Getting a monster.
I
Right.
already have mine on hand. You're unprepared, me.
Let's talk about this then. Operation
Alright.
Burnt Horizon.
Okay.
Sounds fucking cool, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sounds
Yeah,
pretty nice.
It's Australians, which was leaked quite a while ago. So
I'm just
Yeah,
sad.
it
was leaked about a month ago. So from what I've heard from the leaks, I'm just sad that they haven't been more punny with the operator gadgets. But I'll get on to that whenever we start talking more about the operators.
yeah. So they're starting off season 4. We're season 4, year 4, season 1.
Year 4, season 1.
Yeah, with the 2 new operators. What were the names again?
Mozzie and Gridlock.
So we've got a quick-witted defender who's in it for the guts and glory,
There you go then.
and an attacker who's there to get the job done.
So, just to clarify, Dellers, which one is which?
I don't actually know. They haven't specifically said, but I would guess from the way that they've wrote this, 2 operators and they start with the attacker.
God damn it, man. Lumi, why'd you have to crack that right by the mic? He wanted us to all hear.
Are you recording?
Yeah,
Is this going in?
He's been recording the
Yeah.
whole time.
mate. The meat spin, the sponsor, is
That
actually
ASMR, that monster ASMR right there.
We are not sponsored by Monster because it's rubbish.
Oh, Lumi, man. Beautiful.
I'm
So,
guessing
yeah.
that the woman on the side, on the
woman?
left side, is probably going to be the attacker.
Transgender? She's probably transgender.
Yeah,
From sign of the times, boys.
Yeah.
Whenever it comes to the 2 operators, there was a leaked screenshot from the Rainbow Six website. I don't know what language it's in, but it's showing that Gridlock is the girl, Mozzie is the guy.
And so Gridlock is going to be the attacker.
Gridlock's the attacker and Mozzie
is a defender.
Defender.
So
Okay.
Yep.
Gridlock's ability, from what I saw in an image, I don't know where that image was from on a video. It looked like it was a web on the floor.
Yes, so Gridlock's ability is pretty much, as far as I can gather, it's more or less it's barbed wire for attackers. So it looks like this red web that they put down, and when you walk through it, it slows you down and does damage, probably similar to something like Clash's taser thing. And it also notifies the attackers if the defender's walking through it.
See, I'm
That's a
hoping,
bit overpowered.
It does. It sounds
I'm
well,
hoping that it's not
pretty
red.
weird.
Yeah, if it's,
Yeah, I'm hoping it's not
if it's
red.
bright red, then yeah, it'll give it away. But
It's
I was
just pointless, yeah.
It's
No, but,
okay on Cafe Dioski, but that's it.
yeah, or
yeah.
perhaps because it's like an area of effect, it could be like you have like a Habana launcher where it's like four wee corner pieces basically. So it's not a
Oh, the X
physical web.
Kairos.
It's not a physical web. It's like a laser web, but you could like shoot it onto the floor from like a launcher.
That could be. Yeah, that could
How
be
many
possible.
do you think they're going to get?
2.
I would say 2, yeah,
Do you think?
definitely. That seems to be the new meta. Everything seems to be 2. You know,
2.
Lions is 2. And
I think they're a
Yeah.
bit scared now, putting out operators after Lion, that they don't want
You
to
see-
put something stupid out, so they always
See,
go low.
the issue Lion had was that he had an amazing ability. He was a balanced speed armor, and he had an amazing gun. He basically had the V308 rifle is the Vector doing more damage with a bigger mag,
And an ACOG.
and you could put an ACOG on it. So what people were
unless
doing,
recoil.
and less recoil. So what people were doing was they were just ripping that scan off, and they were just, because of the way that the cooldowns lined up, they were hitting the scan for a full 30 seconds, and in that time you couldn't move. So what the Lion player would do if he was skilled would pop it and just charge you and bring flashbang and just scan flashbang rush, scan flashbang rush.
and that allows an easy plant as well. So
Well, we'll get more onto Lion later, because I've got a few ideas on how they could fix him. But let's get back.
Alright.
So the defender, from what I can tell, from all the rumours and everybody on the other YouTube videos and everyone going about, it sounds like he's going to be able to nick drones.
yeah.
What?
Yeah, so the defender is able to put down a thing, his gadget. It has an area of effect that he can take control of attackers' drones and use them. I'm not sure whether it just he can use them or whether the entire defensive team can use
Is it
them.
kinda
but
like-
either way?
Do you think it'll be kind of like a defensive Dokkaebi?
Yeah,
It could be almost like a mute jammer, except it takes control of the drones.
I'm thinking
guessing.
you'll be running around and you'll suddenly get a wah 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 or something like that, and then on your screen you'll probably have an image like Dokkaebi does, and you lose control of your drone. But
Yeah,
the
it'll
thing
be
is,
something like that.
Do you
The thing-
continue to see through your drone, or do you lose complete sight of your drone?
No. Dokkaebi's hack. Defenders can still use the camera.
Yeah,
I think
unless
it-
she's on it, and then she can move it wherever she wants, and they don't
Yeah.
get to move it. kind of
Yeah,
thing.
it's
Yeah.
kind of like Dokkaebi overrides. However, I have a feeling that for the hack to sort of be balanced, because with the defenders having effectively home field advantage with being able to set up the site, attackers need drone intel to sort of mitigate that edge. So the hack will probably won't be permanent. It'll probably be while you're in the aura it's hacked, or for a certain time out of the aura you remain hacked, but then eventually it becomes unhacked or it stops working outside of the aura.
Do you think only works because that does make it very weak if there's only a certain range you can hack it? Because-
Yes, but if you're using it like a mute jammer, you put it by a door. They try and bring the drone to the door. You just slide it into like the corner of the door, watching where they're coming from. You just turn it around and point it towards where they're coming from.
I'm hoping you just lose full ability of your drone, and
Yeah,
you can just drive around anywhere. I'm a bit skeptical about being able to drive outside.
yeah. I would
Yeah.
say definitely if they go outside, it should revert back.
It should be like Echo's
Or-
drones.
Yeah,
Yeah, like Echo's Yukai, yeah. I also think that they need to balance it in some way, because just initially just saying that defenders get to control attackers' drones. That just sounds really broken, because it's literally the only advantage that attackers have on defense, because the defense sort of have all their setup done, and then the attackers are able to drone and use that for intel.
What you've got to think about, though, is the downside to this operator. If you take over their drone, they've just droned in. You suddenly took it over. You get on your phone, drive it back out. They know you're currently sat inside on a phone, no gun out, not a clue.
Yeah, that's true, I suppose.
So unless you're not in the site and you've taken it over, that all depends on how it takes over. Can you take it over if it comes near you or comes near one of your devices? Because if you can place a device inside the site, run out, hide somewhere else, they go to that device, you've then got control of it, and you can control it from whenever. You'd be like the ultimate roamer.
Yeah, because you're not only are you giving your team intel, you're denying enemy intel. It'd be hard to say, because then you have to see how they balance gadget strength versus equipment. So they could end up giving her garbage secondary equipment, like a choice like deployable shield and bulletproof camera,
to make sure that she can't be a roamer as such, maybe.
Yeah, but then again, that then starts looking into the rest of her loadout.
Yeah.
So, looking at the images, what did they say that the woman was going to be the attacker, or was the woman going to be the defender?
Looking at sort of stylistically from the images I've seen, it looks like the attacker's got like this sort of metal cross shape on his back, which could be the net. Well, the guy's got like the bike helmet's got like a big metal cross shape on his back, which could be the nets that he deploys.
From what the way that they describe these, the attacker who wants to get the job done, in this image, the woman has her arms crossed. She looks really serious. So it looks like And then there's like the guts and glory guy with the motorbike doing the finger symbol.
Yes.
And so I definitely think that we're probably going to have a 3-speed attacker, because she's quite bulky. And we're probably
you mean a 3 at 1 speed?
One speed 3 armor attacker, and a probably 2-speed 2 armor.
I thought that the woman looked like the defender, because she has all the. If you look at the image that I'm looking at, she has lots of tools.
Here's a question. Think about the gadget in terms of the code names. Gridlock implies a jam or a jam, so they could be giving us hints about what the gadgets are.
Yeah, we already know what the gadgets are.
Yeah, but as to which gadget goes to which person.
Yeah, but you see, that's what I was thinking, because Gridlock could either mean as they've described it, they said proximity-based red web tracker, and that could either mean Gridlock or Mozzie, like a mosquito net or a Gridlock. You see. But then my gut feeling is that Mozzie means the net thing, and so that obviously the attacker, and Gridlock means the hack, because you're Gridlock is obviously associated with
vehicles,
cars and stuff, vehicles, and drones are drones are obviously vehicles. And also another point, they've described, the only real description they've given of the defender's gadget is defensive drone hacking device, which doesn't really give us an idea of whether it's something that you put somewhere like a mute jammer, or whether she does it herself.
Yeah, kind of like,
you know what I mean?
Kind of like Decabi with a phone, where
where it's not proximity based at all.
Yeah, if you have to physically go find the drone and hack it.
Yeah,
I'd say that'd be pretty useful, to be honest.
Yeah, I think I can see as it being like that. It would be very useful for a roamer, because she would then be able to say it was like Dokubi's phone, where she finds the drone like the phone, and then she hacks it like that. That would be quite useful as a roamer.
Or it could be like a kind of vigil thing. You just press your ability in for a certain amount every drone that comes near you.
That could be
Something like
true. Yeah, actually, that's a smart idea.
Do you think it's going to change the way people play in defence? Instead of just shooting the drones out, if you've got this person, everyone will be, no, don't shoot the drones out, just tell me where they are, kind of thing.
That's entirely dependent on how many drones she can hack.
I don't think some people want to leave the drones because while they're finding the drones, they can just go around and get all the info, and then they can be like, oh, he was there. They get like the vicinity of where they were.
Yeah.
Either she's going to be really overpowered, both of them, or they're just going to be not useful at all.
Yeah, because I think in the meta, like Vigil is currently really powerful because he denies that exact droning, because you know that he's maybe in a room, but you don't know what angles he's holding.
Yeah, there's so many.
So you can't tell exactly where he is. And if Mozzie is similar to that, or sorry, if Gridlock is similar to that, then that would be really powerful in the meta anyway.
Do you think that this person is now going to replace Vigil as a viable
Not
pick?
replace,
No.
definitely not replace, because they have two completely different uses.
Yeah.
Vigil is just wasting the time,
Yeah, whereas
of the attackers, whereas Gridlock would seem to have a more utility, like a team-based, to actually use the drone against the attackers. Like
I'd
that
say
seems to be.
I'd say a strat that could, or by what I've heard, Vigil's like a roamer who's like more or less invisible. But what Gridlock would do, she would or he or she, I don't really know, be like the entrance towards the site, so that they know where Gridlock is. But as soon as they know where Gridlock is, they can't go any further. So she kind of blocks entry to the site, so it's blind from there on in.
Yeah, because if they have info, if she's a roamer, you can't really drone her as a roamer.
Yeah.
You know, she denies that. Whereas you can try and drone Vigil, you just don't know where he is, but you can't really drone her because then you risk losing your drone to her.
Do you think whether she's a roamer or he or she is a roamer will depend on their speed and armor?
No.
Well, definitely.
I don't think it depends on their armor. If you think about it, Rook is one of the most popular anchors. He hardly ever plays on site with a lot of people that use it. And then you get 3 speeds like Cav and I don't know what Vigil is.
I mean, I think Fade at least once has witnessed me being an absolute idiot with Rook, running around with impacts and a shoddy and it just working.
Yeah, but that's
playing counter meta and basically going, they know we have a Rook, they'll expect the Rook on site. When the Rook is behind them, they wouldn't know what to do.
The idea behind a roamer, though, is to put pressure on the attackers off-site, so that they fear pushing into the building and not knowing where you are, to sort of flank them. But a 3 speed is quiet as well as fast, so it makes it better. Which is why all the popular ruins like Ella and Vigil and Cav, well, Cav not some sort of
Bandit's
more casual.
3 speed, right?
Bandit's 3 speed, Jaeger's 3 speed. Yeah.
R.I.P. ACOG.
R.I.P. ACOG.
Well, it's already been.
I never played with the ACOG.
Neither did I.
I joined as soon as they removed it. I think I then joined. So I never got to experience this. So
I played it on
with the
console.
ACOG.
Something that's interesting for both the attacker and defender is that weapons-wise, we may end up seeing basically just all the same SIS weapons carried over.
I'd hope that they're completely new guns.
Yeah,
they probably might be different variations.
Yeah, because you have Thatcher's AR-33, which is similar to the real-world Heckler and Koch 33. But then it's an assault rifle. But then you could change it up for the G3, more commonly known in Call of Duty as the Galil, H&K G3. So you could sort of have a gun similar to Thatcher's AR-33, and that but different at the same time that it's a different gun. It's also chambered in a bigger round, a bigger caliber.
One thing that I don't like in the game is some of the same Thatcher and Sledge have not exactly the same gun. It's just a bit.
Well, they both have the Elliot and the shotgun, and then on They're secondary. Sledge has the SMG-11.
Which given what I know, what I found out about the SASR, we could end up seeing the SMG-11 coming back in their secondary slot as well.
Well,
Is
you
it
see, the
just
thing
me?
is that only Sledge has it. Thatcher doesn't have it in secondary. He has the pistol.
But the thing is, them copying weapons for different operators, like different countries, has happened before though, because Echo has the same SMG as the French, so but just a different variant of it.
Yeah,
So-
Yeah.
So
kind of like how Mute has the MP5K, and Echo has the MP5 SD.
So maybe if they do different, similar weapons but different variations, and they just feel different, I'd be happy about it. But if they just come out and they just throw in the same weapons,
Kind of like how if we got, say, another sort of Eastern European CTU, instead of just having that 9x19 SMG, you could start looking into things like the PB Bison, which is a variant of the AK.
like the AKU.
Yeah, the AKU and all that sort of stuff, sort of similar but different. Similar enough that you can sort of vaguely look at it and go, yeah, that belongs to that country or that group of countries, but different enough that you don't feel as if they're just copying assets.
Do you think they're going to make their weapons more like almost desert-y, Middle Eastern kind of thing, just because of the way Australia feels kind of like that kind of thing?
This is the thing, they predominantly use either, well, they use, in the real world, they use predominantly German Heckler and Koch made weaponry, which is the same as a lot of what other the factions use, the other CT counterterrorism units use. I can speak English really well. Like the MP5 is made by Heckler and Koch, the G36 Ash's G36 is made by Heckler and Koch. If we're guessing, the AR-33 Thatcher has is based on the Heckler and Koch HK-33. So there's only a certain number of weapons manufacturers out there that. So we're eventually going to start seeing repetition of equipment.
Yeah.
But it might be
I
interesting.
mean, we already have seen repetition.
But it might be nice to see what is clear of the French SMG in like a standard MP5 paired on the Defender paired with the SAS shotgun, because that's what their equipment set is.
I wouldn't mind if they just started making up some guns.
I mean, the Boss G is a completely made up weapon. It was made up for the 707.
Yeah, I think if you make up a gun, say like Call of Duty, I don't know how many of the guns in Call of Duty are actually real.
A lot are made up.
All the names are
all the
different,
names are changed, but
they're based on real world.
Like as I said, the Galila is the G3 by HK.
Yeah. I just kind of think you get not a better gun, but a more interesting gun to make it up, because you have everything to work with. Aesthetics, you have like fires, reloads, sights, everything.
Yeah.
I'm looking at because a while ago they had a leaked image of what the main screen would look like when they come out. But
I saw that.
Before they had sometimes they'd have them holding a gun or something, but there's literally no guns on any of the operators in any of these images. So they're really trying to hide what kind of gun they're going to be releasing.
I mean, even the pictures, honestly, the pictures don't really talk about what guns, because when, obviously, when you had Alibi and Maestro, Alibi had a Beretta on her hip, but obviously they didn't give her a Beretta
Maestro
pistol.
had massive shotgun cartridges on him.
Yeah,
So-
but that's because they initially had him down as a different operator. They were going to call him Barrage, and they were going to make him completely different, some sort of shotgun trap for defenders. But then they changed him. They just didn't change his character model. So
because they could justify it away with the whatever the in-game name for the AA-12 is, which is an immensely fun gun to use, but not very practical.
So, what do you think about the sound of the map that's coming out?
The service station. Yeah, I think it'll be interesting. I'm really looking forward. Like that's sort of a complete different area, you know.
The one
We've
thing,
never really seen anything like it.
yeah, this is the thing I'm worrying about. Because it's multiple buildings, unless there's like a tunnel network under them, or say some of them are connected by balconies.
If you look at the image, behind the people and this giant scrap statue of a kangaroo, there you can see the motel, and then from the motel bit, the roof continues behind the truck onto the next part of the building, and it looks like the only bit that's not actually involved is probably where the gas station pumps are, and it says eats above it. So I'm guessing that'll probably be a spawn spot.
Yeah.
You'll then have the restaurant and the tourist bit with the gift shop, and then you've got the motel at the end, which will probably be a section of rooms.
Yeah,
And,
because
and an office.
because what I'm worried about is if it is multiple buildings sort of arranged around a courtyard, the issue could be that if the only way to connect those buildings is through an underground tunnel, would be it would really hamper roamers. Because say you're defending gift shop, and say there's bomb sites in gift shop. Gift shop's got like 4 rooms, and one of them's a site. If you've got a roamer over in motel, how would they rotate over to gift shop without having to go through an area which they could be spotted?
I think.
Yeah, they would. You know, they would make the same problem that they had with Canal, wouldn't they? You know, sort of 2 separate buildings connected by one
very
sort of tunnel that's. Yeah, well, it's a tunnel that's. Yeah, it's sort of like a tunnel across.
I think they'll probably go with 2 routes and an underground route.
Probably something
Making
like that.
3 ways that you could travel and go through. Because it's kind of. It looks like it's going to be almost bungalow style map. Because it looks very low.
I mean, that's what they're going to have to go with, sort of thing, yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, is that because they're making it so low, how's that going to play with... Because you have maps like Hereford, which have got a lot of verticality in them, where you can... And like you can climb all the way up to the top of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it gives you more options, because it means you can go enter via more places.
Mm.
So if it's only 1 level, or maybe 1 level plus basement level.
Yeah.
Well, it does look like the motel looks like 1 level, but over at the right side of the map, which would probably be like the restaurant bit, it does look like it's a bit higher. So there's probably a chance that 1 area is higher and 2 floors, the other area is 1 floor, and then you've got an underground area, maybe. It goes through. There might even be like a tunnel from the garage that is like an entrance, almost like construction is into Oregon. You can run into the garage and run down through a tunnel and in that way.
I just think that the issue they're going to have is if it's too open, operators anyone with a DMR, but especially Glaz, will become incredibly powerful.
But that's not a bad thing, because nobody fucking uses DMRs.
No.
And people are always saying that they need some sort of buff because they don't get used.
Well, they don't get used because they don't really have a viable purpose in the meta. It's all about how fast you can shoot the person, because it's all about pushing and nice and fast, getting fast kills to put pressure on, you know, and with the rushing and all that kind of stuff, you know. So that's why DMRs aren't, because it's not a viable
And also a lot of the sites aren't designed for a DMR.
Well, it's long range with slow rate of fire but high damage. Yeah.
The thing is, if you wanted to take a DMR with an ACOG, I'd say there's no point. I'm pretty sure you'd just rather have Glaz.
Yeah.
Of course you would, yeah.
Do you think they should release a 3 times scope, given that extra length? But then
No.
none of the maps are that long enough for it to.
That's what I was about to
Yeah,
say.
that's-
There's no maps that have a distance really, and even if they do, it's not really. It's
The
not like you would
the
need
only
to
map
hold it.
you
be
bring
very
glass on,
niche.
even vaguely constantly, is playing, but that's only in casual, and that's just because he can shoot through the windows.
I bring glass sometimes on consular.
Glass is useful when you have a strat
garage
for it.
door. Blow
Yeah,
garage door, throw smoke, stand glass, just sits there and watches the bomb.
And chalet.
Chalet is useful. Bank is pretty useful. Well,
yeah,
only on one
downstairs.
side.
Yeah, you're not
Yeah.
really upstairs.
Mhm.
He's
Yeah,
like
he's-
you wouldn't use glass for every site on every.
But that's
Yeah,
the kind of
He's not
operator
versatile
you
like
want.
that.
Isn't
He's
it?
like
you want
very easy.
specific.
Niche.
Yeah.
Niche.
Unlike Ash and people like that just everyone just
just-
picks them because they're the best.
Generally, it's considered that the most versatile operators are Ash on attack and Legion on defense because they both have decent guns. They're both decent gadgets that aren't too powerful. Ash is pretty broken just because of her hitbox and her speed.
I mean,
and her
people
gun isn't
complained
too
about-
powerful.
People complained about Mira whenever she came out because she's like roughly the same size as Ash, if not slightly smaller,
Yeah.
and was a 3 armor. But it was like, yes, but you have to remember, her gun is weaker than Ash's, and her
Yeah.
gadget is as much a trap for the defenders as it is the attackers.
If
Mira's
you pop
the
another-
strongest anchor in the game. She is a really good
Yeah,
anchor.
I know she's strong, but once you drop that mirror, it's no longer just you being able to watch them; it's they can shoot back.
Yeah, but
But people
her
don't do
gun-
that.
her gun even it's shit. You don't like it.
It's dog shit.
Oh, it's
No, her gun is
amazing.
great. It's the fastest rate of fire in the game.
It's
dog
like if you
shit.
want
It's like
a
the
lucky headshot, you just fucking
The
point down the corridor.
SMG-11, the SMG-11 and the SMG-12 are both horse shit.
No, they're not.
I think they're dog shit.
You just
I've
you just
had-
need to control the recoil.
It's
I've
not
had-
that. Some people, like on Smoke, people take the shotgun and the SMG.
I do.
Fuck that.
I take the
Yeah.
shotgun and the pistol, but that's because I like the
Hate it.
SAS pistol.
Just put a
Smoke's SMG.
Yes,
in
yes,
my
they
opinion-
have nerfed it.
Now the
Yes, they've
recoil's
nerfed it.
up is a bit ridiculous, but
Yeah, but you can put a suppressor on it and it reduces the recoil a lot.
Smoke. I think Smoke's SMG is one of the best guns in the game. It's
what
so
his
accurate.
primary SMG?
Yeah, the FMG.
No.
I think it's-
definitely not.
I love that gun.
Wow.
Whenever you see me using Smoke, I never have a shotgun.
I
You just
hate
use the
that.
SMG.
But shotgun's so much utility to
Yeah,
it, though.
to
You can
blow-
literally do. Smoke is such a good defender because you can do so much for your team because he has the shotgun and he has smoke and he has barbed wire. Like, so much utility
I
there.
think it's
I mean-
just me though, because I'm not a shotgun type up close range guy.
Yeah,
Well,
I-
no one
I-
uses the shotgun to
I'm
kill
like,
people.
I'll take aim duels like that.
Well, you have waiters like me that at any chance they get will run the shotgun. I mean, you've watched me run around with double shotgun Mira.
Yeah, that was painful.
It was painful to watch, but
That's
which is
'cause
why,
you're the only
that's
person I
'cause-
know who plays this game with minus gun skill.
yeah, minus gun skill, and garbage frames per second. It's
That's all I've got. That's why I don't like because I wouldn't say I'm new to the game. I don't have as much knowledge as other. All I've got, I just have to
feel I need
fucking.
to check my time played.
Obviously
Yeah,
you have to-
it's 490 hours.
You have aim.
No aim. I have no aim. I have no aim.
Lumi is aim.
Lumi has aim.
Because he comes from CS, like me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whereas I came straight into Siege, so
Yeah.
I'm more comfortable with the shotguns and playing shield and support ops, where I
Actually,
can help my team.
To be
I can
honest, I don't think I'd make a bad shield up because the thing is, some shield ups are shield ups because they're not as effective on a normal say if I play Ash and then someone else plays Monty, the people would say that the Monty isn't as skilled as Ash as the person playing Ash.
Yeah, but that's
So to be
poorly
fair,
educated people that would
That's
say
why
that.
I think Pengu plays Monty because his aim is so good that he can just drop the shield,
Have
and
you
it doesn't
seen
matter what
the
he
way
has. The
that they
pistol will
play?
just melt him.
You see the
reason
way it's headshots in it. They go for that.
Yeah, the
And they play
reason
with
Pengu
finger.
plays Monty is because
Jonas.
He's a
well,
god.
he always played support in his early days, and then he went into the fragging role when he first joined Penta, and then when they moved to G2 and got Kanto became the fragger, and the fact that Fabian and Pengu and Goga and Eunice know all the strats, they let Pengu step back from frag into support and let sort of Kanto just take the fragging role, and Pengu played support because he knew the strats and everything, so that was their idea. But the reason he plays Monty is because he's one of the best support roles that doesn't require like really any fragging, you know.
His aim's still insane. Even
Well,
with the
his-
pistol, he's
his
still
aim helps.
insane.
His aim is definitely the best pure aim in Siege, I think. In pro level Siege anyway.
Yeah. Well, I'd say in Siege, I'd argue that it's still even though he's not a Siege player. He's Shroud. He literally joined the game and within
Shroud just has the
months-
best pure aim
within a
period
couple of
in
months
the
he was
world.
shitting on Cloud9. Like
Yeah.
he just
He destroyed
he's like
them,
the
man.
greatest.
I think he has the
Stream.
best pure aim.
Period.
Greatest first-person shooter game player.
Yeah.
He's just
game.
insane. Any game pure, it's just insane. Like,
Yeah.
if you've
Any
watched
game
him
that
play,
has
like
a point and
his
shoot.
when he quit CS, I watched his streams of PUBG, and it's insane to watch him hit some of the shots. It's
He
just
adapts.
crazy.
He adapts,
He
to
adapts
any
so
game,
well. It's so well. And like he literally the other day, or I think it was maybe like a couple of weeks ago, he went back to CS and started like playing against their current Cloud9 team, and he just destroyed them. Despite the fact that he hasn't even played CS in like a year, he just destroyed them, and it's so funny to watch.
I saw a
It's
video
sad.
today of him playing Apex Legends,
Yeah.
and his team finished with 31 kills, and he had 14 of them, and it was like
Mhm.
there's 60 people in a game, so they killed over half of people as their
Yeah.
team.
On the subject of Pro League,
Yeah.
the biggest change, in this season that's just finishing, was the introduction of global ops. People like Lion and Finka, who with a single button push influenced the whole map.
Yes, you see, I hate this kind of operator where it gives you everything for nothing. It requires no skill. You just press it, and it's just instantly gives you, the ability or whatever.
See,
Like
go on.
like for example, Ella, you throw her Grismot at a door and then forget about it completely. You don't have to activate it like you have to use smokes canisters. You have to chuck them and time it and activate it and still be alive to activate it. But Ella, you can be dead or you can be friggin' across the site and it doesn't matter.
The thing about her though, you might as well then throw Frost into that, because Frost is the same, and Cap can.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't call that. They're not bad. The things like Dokubi's phone call, I feel like if I was going to change Dokubi's phone call, I would make her have to have the phone out while it's ringing. She can have a pistol, but the phone has to be out, reducing her what she could do, because she's got like half the screen covered by the phone, and maybe when she puts it away, it then hangs up everybody else's phone, kind of thing. Because
the one thing, I think Dokubi, in my opinion, Dokubi is the most overpowered operator in the.
Yeah.
Because literally,
Not the most.
you can literally within 5 seconds, you go up to a wall, you press something, you hear it, you have information of where they are.
That's true. It's basically
you do nothing and get so much in reward.
And then
press a button for 5 seconds, you know where they are.
And then you
tell
can
your
combine that with
team.
people with IQ, because whenever the phone starts ringing, they start showing up on her scanner. If IQ is lined up on a window with their scanner, you hit that button, IQ can just pop off easy wall bangs.
Wait, is that a thing?
Yeah, IQ just pops off easy wall bangs on Dokubi targets.
Well, it's not necessarily true. Yes, you can do it, but it's not necessarily a viable.
Wait, so if Dokubi's calling them, she shows up for IQ.
It's the same as Vigil. When he's using his his gadget, it shows up on IQ's scanner. IQ's mostly just for counter Valk, though.
But like people like Lion, the way I would fix Lion is I would firstly change it to just pings, like little red pings.
Like a jackal track.
Yeah, like a jackal track, but don't show the operator. Just
No.
show that there is someone there, kind of.
Like
Does
the
it
alibi.
literally show
Yeah,
pinpoint
like
their location?
So it'd be
Yeah, like a little
alibi.
ping.
Yeah, like the alibi ping, and then
Yep.
but have it only be near him, if you know what I mean,
Yeah,
like a
Because
radius.
I have an example of how I am not as supremely skilled gun skill wise, which is shown by the fact that I'm me and Monty. But I was playing Lion. I was using the V308. I had it suppressed. I popped off my scan. I saw someone coming. I was on house. Someone coming up basement stairs. I just sprayed the wall down. Got a headshot.
Yeah, it's just I feel like he also has to be like what I'm saying about with Dokkaebi. Maybe when he's activating that, while it's on, he can only have his secondary out, and he's got half his arm out with the gadget running on the screen, or something like that. Or change it completely so it only helps him, and when he flicks his arm up, he's got a map of the actual the area, and like little red dots appear roughly blinking or something for a little while, and then they shut off.
I think even if it was just, it pings it for him, like Jackal. Or no, well, sorry, that's completely wrong. Jackal's is for everyone.
Jackal shows everyone.
Yeah,
However,
sorry.
if
No,
it-
for Lion, if
Lion?
he uses his gadget and it pings for everyone, but just a little ping, like you would scan someone with a drone or whatever, you
Yeah.
know, and
Also-
only when they move.
Also, if it
I
only
think
shows up
that
for
would
Lion,
fix
it
it.
forces it moves Lion more towards the area where Ying and Monty are, where by themselves, unless the player playing them is an absolute god of gun skill, they're not a supreme threat. But when you add coordination into the mix, they maintain that power curve, where a Lion pings Lion if he has good map knowledge can go, I have someone on this, like someone in red stairs if you're on cafe.
Oh, that's the thing though. It supports team play if it's just on his screen. You know, it supports team play because you have to
He has
tell
to
your team where they are.
communicate,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
But and like, what would you do about Thinker? Because
Thinker,
I
you would have
personally
to-
would like, she pushes it, a gas disperses out of her, and anybody in that gas gets the boost.
I would say that it would be different and change it so that it's not so much, because the problem with Thinker is it's like a rush meta, so you can boost everyone to like 120 HP,
Yeah.
which is broken because that's just it screws up because you sort of have an idea of
Of your time to kill.
what you need to how many times you need to shoot someone to kill them or where and stuff. I think that anyone below, when she pops it, anyone below like 50 HP gets like 20 HP. I think that would fix her, because then that means it's a nice little boost.
What? So you
know.
can't be overhealed like Doc.
No, I don't think the overheal is viable. It's too broken.
Speaking
But
of Doc,
Yeah.
do you not think that Thinker's boost? I've had an idea of what if it was like Doc's, where you had to directly shoot.
Mm.
Would that make it stupid?
I think
Well,
she-
it's
it'd
not
make her
viable
too
on
weak.
attack. It's not. Yeah, it's too weak because
because
you're never really.
Doc has the advantage of being able to set up somewhere and go, okay, say you're playing, don't know why you're playing control area. Doc can set up on site, and everyone knows that if you're injured, you can fall back to your reinforced site to get healed by Doc. On attack, you don't have that luxury of a fallback because you have to get on site to secure. You're wasting time by backtracking to your healer. I understand where, like, narratively Ubisoft was going with it, where it's like, oh, she injects them with like one-use nanomachines. Except it's two-use because
I think that if you're gonna make her ability viable, a lot of the issues I hear is she just pushes the button, everyone gets a boost in the whole arena, whole match area, and then she's just off again. So you've kind of got to make it maybe longer for her to activate it, so she's at a disadvantage for a bit more. Because at the moment, there's no disadvantage to her ability.
Yeah, it's
No.
it's just a one and done.
That's very true.
And then I think it can't be the whole map. I think it's got to be a proximity to her, because
Or-
then that promotes
definitely.
more teamwork.
Definitely proximity
Stellars.
based.
Stellars. You were saying about proximity based and holding it. Perhaps have it where it's like a signal originating from Finka. So like the longer she holds it, the longer she is only wielding that rifle with one hand, the bigger the area gets, the more people it activates.
And you could do the longer it takes.
A bigger risk reward of, do I keep holding it and possibly hit my teammate 2 rooms over, or do I physically move closer to that teammate but maybe leave my teammate out in this hall
That makes sense.
out of range, or do I stay with this teammate and hold it to try and get both of them?
One thing you could do is if say they just tapped it and it was like a close vicinity, like that could be one use. As you hold it, it gets more and more uses. You can't just do 3 across the map ones anymore. Yeah, it could be like if it's across the map, then that's like either all three or at least 2 of them. Yeah.
See, I like that. That's not bad. Like push it
Like-
once, and you do like a dock almost. Push it once, you just do yourself. Push 2 uses, you can do people close to you, and then 3 uses, you can do the whole map. But you only ever get to do that once.
Once
That
around.
makes sense because it uses all 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, there's
She
one
has
thing that
3 now, doesn't she? Or she's only
Yeah,
got
she
3?
still has
Yeah,
3.
She still has 3. Yeah.
She still has 3.
it's not that it's broken. I think the most stupid thing is how you just press it and it's instant. Like,
Yeah.
and I don't think the Thinker Boost should actually revive teammate.
Yeah.
That's
And I think that's a
absolutely-
bad thing.
Yeah.
Because I've had someone stand right next to me about to pick me up, and someone on my team weren't talking to, Thinker boosts, and instead of coming up with 50 health, I come up with 25, which is only temporary as well, but it drops you down to 1 after a while, doesn't it? So
Yeah, and then you can't be reset.
yeah, so it kind of screws you over. Yeah, I'd be happy with the revive being removed.
It's like it's good if you're over the other side of the map get to you.
Mm.
In other cases, it's either. I just don't know why it's a thing. Like with Ella, when she dies or when she's down, she can set off was it like a flash or something?
She could set off one of her mines
She
on
can
her
set off one
body
of her
if
mines.
she's still got.
Yeah. What's the point in having 3? What's the point in running out if you've still got 1 on your body?
Mm.
I think
kind
a
of
good
understand-
Finka. I think a good Finka nerf would be make it she only has 2 charges.
Yeah.
Make the charge have a cooldown because it currently doesn't have a cooldown between charges,
Mm.
and make it so that it only boosts people that are under 50 HP because that would make it more tactical.
Yeah.
I think
they
that
could do-
currently
Well,
it's sort of just it's no skills required for it, and it's sort of it really supports the rush like meta, if you know what I mean.
It's scary when it's used correctly, because if you watch G2
Yeah.
and you see Rionas running around with Finker, and then you
Yeah.
see Pengu with Monty, they activate the ability. Pengu's like, "Well, I've got people in front of me, activate the ability." He activates it, boom, shield down, pistol light, bang, bang, headshots them both dead. And it's like, when you're at that level, pro level, and you have that gun skill, the combinations that you can whack her with is just insane.
The thing about the if you do it to under 50 health, it then brings in like a different strat where you can either shoot your team to get everyone down below 50 health, get the ability, but it also gives the defenders a chance. Then you, even with the boost, you still wouldn't be 100 HP. So they kind of have a fighting chance
Yeah, but
to not just get insta-popped.
what Fade was saying though is they'd still get the speed boost, but they just wouldn't get the health boost if you were at 100 health. So,
I still think the aim down sight and the sprint speed tone down a little bit because it's a bit.
yeah, I don't think they should
Yes,
have
It's
faster
overkill.
ABS.
It's overkill.
if you get say you get Thinker, Ash, Sophia, Maverick, and another 3-speed. If you do that, basically you got four speeds sprinting at you, and you don't really stand a chance with that. Plus the extra 20 health, which is really broken.
Yeah.
Especially with Blitz being like a 2-speed?
Monster 2-speed.
Yeah, but he's more like a 4-speed sprint side.
Yeah.
And something they also could fix is the hitboxes on the shields when they have their gun out to the side. A lot of times I'm shooting it and nothing's happening.
See, I feel like
shield
if they run,
hitboxes.
Yeah.
Just you get these moments where
shot through it.
Yeah, you seem to get as a Monty man. I have that issue where sometimes I'm like perfectly set up, and then I see someone peek out in front of me, and they shoot at my head, and like I'm holding it up, but all of a sudden I just take a headshot, and I'm like,
or that when you've got it fully extended, and they say,
if you look at Rogue 9's video he just released the other day, he did this thing where he'd be looking as a shield directly at someone, and then the person looking at them would see them slightly on the turn.
Yeah.
And their operators, when they would slightly turn the other way back.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a glitch that they've got in the game that's like that. It's like that glitch that we found the other day, if we quickly segue onto that, where me and Lumi were playing, and I'll put a video up on my screen now.
I was nowhere near him.
And basically, we jump through a window, and if you're laying at the bottom of the window...
No, it's even crouched as well.
Is it crouched as well?
Yeah, because like, you crouched up and
yeah, because if you're laying forward with your head forward, nothing happens. But if you swing in the window with your legs out, it kills you.
No way.
Damn, that's broken.
Instantly.
Yeah, that just
It's
needs
like
to
a
be
knife.
fixed.
You can't, because I was just waiting to get that kill.
It's part of the hop breach mechanics, where the force of you swinging through the window is well, I'll put it this way. This is a basic pendulum, where the force of someone physically swinging through the window would be the same. You wouldn't be walking away from from Sledge smashing you in the chest with his feet, but the issue is that they haven't quite correctly tweaked the hitbox of that motion.
I'd understand if it was kind of like a Nomad thing, where if you're near them, you get kind of knocked down a little. But to say that if they land on your feet, you instantly die, or some dumb shit like that. That is really broken.
You wouldn't die if somebody jumped in and landed on your ankle. You'd be like, fuck, but then you'd still shoot them and kill them.
Yeah, what would happen is they'd hit your foot, they'd lose their footing because they were expecting a flat floor.
Yeah. It
And
would
then,
do more damage to the guy coming in than...
I've got no issue with if somebody jumped in and you were running past or even standing there, they use the mechanic that Nomad has, and you get blown back or kicked back. That would make sense. But laying down underneath there and you get the kill, it's just bad.
They just need to make the hitbox so it doesn't kill the person jumping in.
Yeah.
They don't need anything else about it. They just need to
even
change
if
that.
it did 5 damage, just because you'd collided, maybe 5 damage on both people or whatever, something like that.
I reckon.
But that would then. I don't think it should do damage to the guys repelling, because it's all about momentum.
Yeah.
Because Sledge is like 250 pounds, if you want to convert that into out of American money, as some people say, into kilograms or whatever system you use. If that's coming in a window at any degree of speed, it's not going to be pleasant getting hit.
Yeah.
I mean, you and I have played rugby dealers, and there are people a lot lighter than that, and it's not pleasant whenever.
Yeah.
Even as a prop, whenever one of the other props absolutely rams you.
Dying though to someone swinging in and laying down on the
dying
floor is too much.
Yeah, no, that's a hitbox. That's a collision box issue.
Yeah.
I would if they were to dial those collision boxes back, so that it was much tighter. Like if someone swings over, like if you're lying directly under the window, someone swings in and lands on the far side of you, it should do no damage. They need to sort of create a shelf of where that kill box stops.
Right.
Another thing that they need to fix, really crouch spam. It's like the drop shotting they fixed ages ago. They need to do the same thing.
I think all of this shit where you aim out of sight, I think that's a really bad fix. If I am honest.
I think
what's the bad fix?
The drop shot fix. I think that's the laziest fix I've ever seen in my life.
I think that's good though. Do
you want to fix drop shot? Now just make it so they don't aim out their sight.
But
it worked though, didn't it? It worked though.
Yeah, but it's stupid.
Well, why though?
Well, because people that drop shot were doing it because it's broken. Like on Call of Duty, if you drop shot,
you win the gunfight. Yeah,
it's like to say that when you drop, to say that when you crouch from up, that your position of your gun doesn't change at all. When you drop, it changes to the point where you have to aim out of sight. I don't think if you're gonna have it for one, you should have it for the other.
No,
it shouldn't just be to fix drop shotting.
I think
that doesn't make any sense.
I think
it would stop it. It would stop the crouch, but it's just the worst fix possible.
The crouch spamming one should just be like every time they do it, it gets slower and slower.
No, you should just need a little cooldown, like a little cooldown that you can't just spam the button. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just need a little tiny cooldown in there, like in the same way that you have. I don't know.
Something they also need to fix is the lying down stuff. Sometimes you've walked into a room and their feet are at a position that they can headshot you, but you can't headshot them. They just insta headshot you. I think that's really bad.
A big issue they have at the moment is what you think your character looks like is not what the other character, what other people see. Like the Get Flank released a video the other day about Kavira.
Yeah,
when she goes into her sneaky stance, she could be below a desk if you look at her, but when she's looking at you, her head's above the desk. So she's sitting there shooting you, and you can't even see her.
Yeah, that brings into the topic of pixel peeking as well. The thing is, if you can gun over something and your head over something and be able to shoot at someone and they can only see the top of your head, it's like that is the most broken thing of more or less every FPS.
Yeah.
Like Counter-Strike is in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Call of Duty, fuck yes, in there.
100%.
But even in PUBG, I think every FPS.
CS, it's a break problem.
If you're able to shoot through something, mechanics should be the same. They see that you're shooting at or where you're shooting body, because otherwise you've really got no chance.
Yeah, this annoys me deeply as a shield operator, where especially when I'm playing Clash on defense, where because that shield is entirely see-through, you pop around a corner and peek, and then it looks clear, so you then turn to go back into the room and not backstep because the corner looks clear, or like you turn slightly because you think an angle's clear, and then all of a sudden you just get headshot.
Yeah. Also, another thing, I don't know if anyone agrees. I don't think drone hold should be viable killing someone at all.
No.
I think that's fucking
it's an angle that you can't see.
Counter.
As a defender, if you're in if you've been put into
the last
shield, if they can literally say on chalet it's sloped, so you can literally see like more or less from their knee.
Yeah.
If you see anyone in there, you can just tap them a few times, down or dead.
Ground,
and they can't see back through, even if they lie down.
You can chuck nades, you can chuck capitals, fireballs, you can chuck claymores, flashes,
Lumi.
everything.
The worst spot for it, in my opinion, is ground floor bathrooms on coastline.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's what
I
I was
hate
about to
that.
say.
That is awful.
And there's there's the steps that go down, so you can even get so low that you've got the perfect angle. And if you were in there looking out, you wouldn't be able to see anything.
You
You
can't.
can't get low enough. Yeah.
I don't. Not that I don't think drone holes should exist. I just don't think there should have the ability for someone to peek it and be able to kill someone that they can't do anything.
Do you think then to fix it, there's over 2 ways you can fix it. You either have every drone hole go slightly underground and then back up again, so you can't actually see through the hole.
That's too much effort across all the maps.
Or you put like almost like a flap, so your drones drive through it and the flap comes up and then closes, but you can't actually shoot through the flap.
Yeah, or you could just have like the hitbox of it. You could just change it so you can't put bullets through it.
Have
or
like an
anything
invisible.
else. Yeah, so like only like at the start of the defender round, you can't go out the door, but then it changes so you can. The door has the red hitbox thing, so you can't run outside.
But that then begs
In the prep phase, just have that so that only drones. But you can't. Yeah.
That then comes up with the issue of if it lets drones through but not other objects through. Obviously, it can't be simultaneously in 2 states. So you'd have to then. So that would lead to is people putting a drone in the hole to disable the barrier and then shooting through.
Well, no, that doesn't work.
they
No,
could just
what I
put
mean
like
is that the bullets can't go through the hole. Only drones can. It doesn't disable it or enable it. It's just it can't be. So like the drones can go through, and the bullets can't.
Would it be? You could put like a thing on it, like a program saying, as you've got like, say like in the program it's like bullets are bullets, drones are drones. Or you do like, is it a bullet, or is it whatever? Is it a drone? Yeah, let it. Is it a drone? No, don't let it through. It could be something.
Yeah, literally all the code needs
The only
is.
issue is you're going to get people whinging about the fact
Well, yeah, but people that whinge
I
about-
can see people. Why can't I shoot them?
Because it's broken. The fact that you can shoot through something that's called a drone hole is fucking stupid, in my opinion.
I think it's just
It's an exploit, though.
Poor placement. That's really. They shouldn't really drone. I understand why you'd want a drone hole going into a site where people are going to be.
Yeah.
Because that's how you want to get your drones in. But I feel like they should. If the only issue I have with it happens and it's annoying, and I don't feel like it should be changed. But I feel like they could place them in better places where that kind of wouldn't happen.
Like the fact that on
Or put stuff on the other side of them.
On Consider, on the bathroom, that's it's a extremely strong place to hold or push either from main, the door next to you, and if they can literally just see like not most of, just like a good corner to hold, they can literally see there, and even if they can't shoot through, they can just tell people someone flash them, pre-fire them, anything.
Which one? Oh, are you talking about which bathroom are you talking about? Are you talking about upstairs or
Downstairs?
sort of center floor by piano room and
Oh no, not console.
No, he's talking about coastline.
Coastline, yeah.
coastline? Oh yeah, the bathroom by
Bathroom on
kitchen.
yeah.
It's
I think that's the most broken.
The amount of times I've been killed from there is ridiculous.
Well, I'm pretty sure you can if they're running in, I'm pretty sure you might be able to headshot. That's how bad it is. Or at least upper chest.
yeah, and the issue is that it then denies the possibility of holding a really tight angle on that B-side door,
Yeah.
which means you have to you have to get a deployable shield and set it for the express purpose of denying that drone hole.
Yeah, you're wasting utility.
Yeah,
Right.
and while that's handy on someone like Alibi, because you can just throw it down and then it makes sense for that to be there, because it's like, if they're gonna hard peek the door, they don't want to get shot from behind. But if you're bringing someone who wants that shield for like hiding in a corner to defend themselves, like an Echo, they don't want to be wasting their shield on somewhere where
Like a Tachanka.
the amount of just surprised Tachanka works. Just no one expects him.
Yeah, I don't get why everyone thinks he played Tachanka. He's very. If they push the site, that is.
Yeah.
To digress, I think that you could fix crouch spamming really easily by just adding a slight delay between pressing the buttons so people couldn't macro it. You know the way when you're pressing like 1 and 2 to switch between like primary and secondary, it takes a wee moment for it to pull out the other gun. Unlike CS, where you can literally, you can scroll your mouse wheel and it's like spamming between like all like 5 of your weapons and stuff.
I don't think that's a good implementation.
Because you can literally like flick between your knife and your op, and like you can. So when you're in your op, what you do is you scope in, you shoot, and then you flick out of it back in.
Because if you're scoped in, if you clicked.
Yeah.
I think if you switch to it too fast, I think people will start doing it as a habit. So they'll just be walking around and they'll just start switching. And they'll die instantly. They haven't got their gun out.
I think that they should...
But that's what I mean, though. If you put the crouch so there's a slight delay, like there is between the two, then it means they can't macro it or whatever.
Just for troll factor, I feel like they should implement a new thing for a little while, only a little while for a joke, where if people push it more than like 8 times in a row, it comes up with like the sticky keys thing. Just
that would be fun.
Sticky keys. Stop crouch spamming. Right.
Or it puts like a notification.
Yeah. Stop being
this guy's crouch spam.
On the topic of good things, though, the MMR rollback. Have you seen that?
No.
Yeah.
No. Basically,
I've seen it, yeah.
They in the ranked matchmaking, if somebody is caught cheating, boosting, anything like that, any game that they've played in, anybody who was on the losing team and lost will get their MMR back.
They only just implement.
Well, they've been secretly testing it according to these notes on the website this month, this season. But basically now you won't get put. Say you lost loads of games and they give you the MMR back, but the MMR is higher than you would be. You won't go any higher than your max level, which could suck if you keep getting hacked at one level and you can't get higher, and then you get it all back and you would have technically been diamond, but you won't go higher than your plat or whatever. But we're never high anyway. So
this is something that I think is fucking stupid, because I don't know if I'm right, but other games where hacking is really prevalent, whatever the word is, like they're bringing up Counter-Strike again. If you lose to a hacker and they get banned, that game more or less gets deleted, so it didn't happen.
Yeah.
For Rainbow Six,
your elo fixes.
When did Siege come out?
3 years ago.
Coming up to 4 years, I think.
Coming up to 4 years, and they've.
Yeah, because see, in CS,
that's awful.
If you guys don't know anything about CS, basically you can't see your elo, so you guess it. You guess your elo, so it's all based on how well you do in the game, whether you win, lose, draw, and all that kind of stuff. But it gets changed if someone you were playing against gets banned, or on the reverse, if you were playing with someone who got banned, then it obviously goes down and stuff.
Yeah, if you play with a cheater on your team, it then takes it off you as well.
But unlike
that's what's going to happen on this. I think you lose your elo.
I think it's a situation where a good game has got lazy ass. In my opinion, that it's taken them nearly 4 years to implement something. If you lose to a cheater, then you get it back. It's taken them 4 years to realise, oh, maybe we should do that. But for the past 3 years, if you lose to a cheater, that's it. There's nothing you can do, because obviously they're cheating, so they're going to shit all
other than be salty and
lost. So basically, you just get into a streak where you cheat, you lose a load of ranks. There's no way you can get them back, even if they get banned. So they've just ruined your experience. Whereas if they did ruin your experience for like a game or 2 games, and then they get banned, at least it's actually kind of rectified.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
now what's happening. So
I thought that was already in the game.
no, it's not. No,
It's taken 3 years to implement that.
Unlike this game, unlike CS, you can actually see your, you know. You
Yeah,
can
I think
see
that's
your
kind of good. I
points.
don't know why.
It's much better because like in CS, you like win 3 games, you're like second or top frag, and you don't rank up, and you're like, what is this? How?
Do you
This
know what
got
the
to be
worst-
my rank up game, and then
the
you
worst
play it.
situation?
I hate it because it's like this guessing game of like when you're gonna rank up or like what you have to do to rank up, and it's stupid and it doesn't make any sense. Like,
I'll give you a situation, right? I was Ellie.
yeah,
Me and we had a 5. We were just shitting all the team. So we went 8 games, winning every single game.
hmm
Didn't rank up, even though 2 of my friends were global. One of them was Supreme. One of them was MG, but
okay.
aside the fact. And then I lost 2 games and
And you
D-ranked.
D-rank,
I
yeah.
D-ranked.
I hate that.
And the
It's
one-
like, what is my elo doing?
I don't
Like,
get.
it's
that's the
like,
thing.
what is it doing?
It's like is it on Siege as well, where depending on the rank, that is like how much depends what elo you get or lose.
Well, yeah, well, sure, in CS I always that if you played against, because obviously when you play, I was Supreme, but I played globals most of the time, and I always thought that I got more elo for that, for beating the globals, than it would have been if I'd been playing Supremes or like Ellies or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know whether that's true because like you don't see the elo anywhere, and
Yeah.
you like seem to like win 3 games in a row, and then like you draw 1 and lose 1, and you're like down a rank, and you're like, what? It doesn't make any sense.
One thing I don't know if I like it or don't like it about Siege. If you say you lose a game, you can just go down a rank instantly. One thing that I think they should take into consideration is if you
Yeah.
lose, how well you do in the game.
Yeah.
Take it for if
'Cause
all,
like
if all
CS
4 of
does.
us are playing and say it's like we lose 4-2.
Yeah.
Say Delos is at the top with like 13 kills,
Mhm.
and then he loses the same amount of elo as us.
Mhm.
I think that's bollocks,
Yeah,
Or
that's stupid.
or in a
because then it's kind of our fault lost because Delos
in a
did
far
what he
more
We're sandbagging him basically at that point.
yeah,
Yeah.
because in a majority of games, because I play Monty and Mew and a lot of other characters that rely around me personally not fragging out, but making sure my team can frag out.
could. Yeah.
Mhm.
Usually, when you get to the end scoreboard, it looks like I've just been carried.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You
I think
have-
it should take a lot of things. Based
But
on the
see,
rank.
that's the thing. I think that CS takes a lot into consideration.
Yeah,
As well,
it takes like your
100% does.
because now they have the stats in game where you have like ADR, useful utility.
Yeah, like
utility
what I was
damage,
gonna say
utility kills
is,
and stuff.
yeah, have you ever been on to like anything that shows you your CS stat,
Yeah,
your shots fired against, your percentage hit, and everything?
yeah.
And like, I think that influences elo, and like, you
I think
know,
it should.
yeah, or like how fast you kill the enemy team, or like how fast a round is, or what the win was like, whether it was like a bomb plant and play time, or whether it was a frag out, or whether it was
Yeah.
like a clutch, 1v3 or something.
Oh yeah,
Or
I
like
think
what gun you used, whether you used like an AK or Deagle or something.
I
That
think
should
it should be
influence
like
as well.
if it was like a say it was if you're attacking and none of the team died, but you won on frags, that should be
Yeah.
quite a bit of elo because obviously no one died and you won the
Yeah.
round. It should
But
be based
then-
on stuff like that.
But then if you fragged out using like, I don't know, like an AK, then it should be slightly less because it's easier. But if
Yeah.
you fragged out with an op, then that's more impressive. If you got an ace with an op, that's more impressive because it's an op. Or like a scout or something,
Yeah,
Or
there's a
like
lot
if
of
you,
things that-
yeah. But anyway, back to Siege though.
Yeah, back to Siege.
Talking about like CS Elo.
Right.
I was just on about Elo in general.
Yeah.
I don't think. I think on Siege it's based off the fact of at the moment is either did you win or did you lose?
I think
How
in
many
Siege,
rounds did you get?
Yeah.
I think it's just based on that.
yeah, it's based on also score because obviously CS doesn't have score; it just has kills, assists, and deaths. But in Siege, it has like score, and I think it's probably based off score because that's how people are ranked in the leaderboard. They're ranked by score. So.
And winning and losing has such. Because what is it? It's 100 for winning a round, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's only if you survive the round.
Yeah, and it's like 2k if you win the game or something.
Yeah, it's like another 2k if you win.
Do you know what really annoys me at the moment with the Elo and the ranking? I will be playing the game and I'll be winning, and it takes me about 2 wins to get up a rank, and then I'll lose and I'll suddenly drop 2 ranks or something like that. Sometimes it's happened to me where I've dropped 2 ranks from 1 loss.
Yeah, like you gain a tiny amount of elo for the 2 wins, and you like lose, and you lose.
You lose a
And
massive.
it goes down too. Yeah,
But
it's
one-
stupid.
Speaking of that, I think one thing that they should. I don't know if it's a glitch or if they've taken. Is the end screen ranks.
Oh yeah, that's just a glitch.
That's
And I
been
don't know why
fixed.
they haven't fixed it.
It's been
But
fixed.
they are fixed it.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
fixed.
Because then I'd be like, oh, that guy was really good, or rank, or something like that. Because if we found out that either the high rank was a certain character or where he played, we could more or less isolate him, and then do a certain thing to it, or it's just someone who's fragging out. So like,
Yeah.
if for example, if I was fragging out as Ash, then people would. I don't know if people would adapt to Ash. They would just adapt to a playstyle where they can counter the pushes. I'm just waffling shit.
Yeah, no, but like that makes sense because it's like it's the same as in CS. The way Elo takes into consideration what weapons you use. It should be
Yeah.
what operators you use to frag, or like what you're doing with your operator. You know, if it's a support operator, then take into consideration how well you supported your team. That kind of thing. Because
That's
obviously
like-
a Monty you're not going to frag. You're basically not going to frag at all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
so for every I think it's like every 3 seconds. No, it's not like every second you're under fire as Monty, you get 15 points.
15.
Yeah. Which is about a third of a kill. Which means you have to sit and take fire for 3 seconds, which someone's not going to spend pouring into a Monty shield.
Yeah, because once they shoot, like, I'll shoot like a couple of bullets at Monty just for the chance that the hitbox fucks up and I get a kill. After that, you just don't shoot at him.
Yeah, you just let him stand there, or
Yeah, because it's
or-
pointless to shoot at him in case someone just...
or you back off and then one of your teammates with a nitro cell hits him.
Exactly. I think Monty, people that play Monty are helpful for the team, but they don't get the recognition for the game. It's people that play Monty in game are
Yeah, it's like
more or less
I've accepted.
shafted because they don't.
It's like, yeah, because I accept that I live at the bottom of the leaderboard
Yeah, it's like
because I play Monty Clash Mute. That's my rotation.
You
I
can't.
think
How would you give? You can't in the scoreboard. There's no way you could do it because the game physically can't see how much Monty has made a difference into the game.
yeah.
But you
Yeah,
can,
it's like-
kind of thing.
it's like if
Yeah.
you play Monty, kind of capped at. Unless you're playing, well, you can play Monty in a 5, like in a group. But if you're playing Monty solo, you're heavily capped. But as if you're playing Monty well enough, it still gives you the same thing, either or score as if you're playing Monty shit with randomers.
Yeah.
I don't. If you're
Another
playing Monty well,
example.
you should be rewarded.
Another example is like people that don't understand Siege think that Goga should be kicked off G2 because they're like, oh, he's getting no kills, he's doing nothing. But he's the one that plants every single round. Something like 90% of plants are done by Goga, or like 95% of plants are done by Goga on G2.
He blows the walls
Like, he's
up,
literally...
he does all the stuff that they need him to do to allow them to frag.
He's like, yeah, exactly. He's the hard breach. He's the planter. He's like the entry, you know, like sort of person. He's like so useful to them.
Like back when I used to play Siege on stuff PC, I used to always be either Thatcher. On attack, I was always Thatcher. I was pretty useless in everything else, apart from just helping team. But you kind of need someone that does that, even if they're hard. Like,
yeah, well, you need.
I'll pick
those
like
support
Ash or Zofia, but if they're like, oh, we could do this, people would change to it.
I definitely think that there should be some sort of way that the support players get more points and recognition, but I think it'd be too complicated to be able to figure out. So I can understand why it's not happening.
I mean, I understand where the whole where people look down on players, but because they have low kills, but that's because kills in the game like this is a rather arbitrary metric, because fragging out isn't the only way to win.
But I mean, that's true with every game.
Yeah,
but it's generally people go for a frag out to win. Yeah. Except in its higher rank. But
so if me and Sneeky swap position, I was the shield and the fragger. It's just that I don't know, because I don't think we would be good enough to swap to just swap.
Yeah, it's like you could play Monty passably, but I just don't have the gun skill to make up as a fragger.
And it's like, for me, because I don't really have that much knowledge of the game. Playing a Monty, you'd have to have quite a bit of knowledge and understanding. Yeah, I just get bored.
Monty, one thing I've learned.
You don't have patience.
Yeah, I don't have patience. I'm like, I'm just gonna push here. Fuck it.
Shoot! I'm gonna shoot. Fact, I'm dead.
Literally, like for me, Monty, all it is coming in and tapping heads.
Yeah. You're good as a fire creature. Monty is very much, you have to learn about. Okay, well, you have to look at their team comp. So, say if I see that we're playing into a mute, I'll go like, I'm going to expect a C4, or we're playing into Bandit, I'm going to expect a C4. So then the game becomes, can I get them to waste the C4?
Yeah. So if you get a C4 thrown at you, and if you run away, they're either going to, or you're going to expose yourself to be shot.
It's like something I discovered about Clash is it makes playing against Clash and using Claymores an absolute trap, is that you put a Claymore down and then go to melee. If you put a Claymore down and you've got another teammate nearby, what a Clash should do is walk out and det that Claymore, because their shield will take most of the damage and they'll possibly kill one of your players.
Yeah.
Thing is, though, in Siege, there is room for pure support roles that get no kills. But in for example, there is no room for a player that can't get kills. They don't always necessarily have to get kills, but they have to be able to, because you can't play if you have 4 players that are getting kills and 1 that isn't. You're gonna lose, because it's just as simple as kills. But in Siege, it's different, because you have like maybe 2 people that can get kills, and like the other people are maybe supporting getting those kills or getting the plant, for example.
I mean, we played a game, we played a round just for a joke, where we brought 4 shield recruits and a Finka with LMG.
Jesus.
Yeah, we won the round. Not because it's a good strat, it's because people can't. The minute you put a shield in front of someone,
they panic.
It's that pressure. Monty's amazing for that, especially whenever you throw smoke into the mix. Smoke is touted as this massive hard counter for Monty because it stops him playing into a corner. But I've found so many times against less experienced smokes, you begin to make a push. Doesn't matter if you don't have any support. You begin to push that zone. They're going to throw a smoke canister down. That's 10 seconds they don't have at the end of the round to deny that push.
Yeah.
Right. We've been talking for an hour and a half nearly, so I think
You've got 3 episodes out of this.
No, I think it's time to wrap this up. So we'll do a sign off.
All right.
I've been Dellers. There's been Fade, Lumi, and Sneaky. You've been
All right.
awesome.
Yep.
See you later.
See you later, boys.